Thank you very much, my brother. I think the reasons are very simple. When we look at where we are coming from and where we are today, I think Zambians had no option than to vote for President Hakainde. From 2020 to 2026, somewhere there, I think President Hakainde had made a number of promises to the Zambians. He talked of free education. He talked of restructuring the debt, meal allowance, name it. I think even with the increment of CDF and other developmental programs. And from what he had promised from 2021 to where we are today, if I was to rate President Hakainde, I would say that now he delivered almost about 90%. Okay. Now, because of that, Zambians decided to give him another chance so that development can continue. I can incite a number of programs that took place in Eastern Province. I'll give you one practical example. From 1964 to today, the people of Chadiza, they are seeing HH Road for the very first time. From 1964 to today. And that is the reason why Chadiza people decided to give Hakainde a vote so that development can continue. And also, let's not just look at Eastern Province alone. When you look at the votes that he poured in Wapula, Northern Copper Belt, it's a sign that Zambians have confidence in this man, that he is the best leader we've ever had before. And also, people wanted peace. Okay? Zambians, we are known as a country of peace. They don't want us to go back to pangas, fighting brother against brother. In Zambia, we don't like that. So because of no Kadarism, a project of President Hakainde, Zambia said, let this man continue. I think he's the best man. Example, the moment our colleague declared himself as president, all his members are to rush in the street. But just look at the UPND. Whatever they are saying bad about our president, they insult him on a daily basis. We are very calm. Why? We are following the footsteps of our president. A leader should lead by examples. So even his followers should follow exactly what their leader is teaching them. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? My brother. Okay? Give an example of MMD. During the time, I think, of Chiruba, Manawasa, Southern Province was the stronghold of MMD. Let's go to the time of Michael Sata and the HH. HH would get 27 votes in Wapula, while Michael Sata is at 15. Now, the problem we have in Zambia is that whenever HH is voted in Southern Province or Western or Northwestern, to others is tribalism. Just look at Eastern Province. We have about 29 constituencies. Out of 29 constituencies in their strongholds, they don't call it tribalism. They call it strongholds. If HH is supported fully by the Southerners, then it's tribal. I think we should move away from this spirit. We are one people. People vote on merit, and they also vote on how one has delivered. People are able to compare during the time of PF and the time of UPND now. If you look at the students in this country, I think he's the only most loved president compared to any other president in the history of this country. The most loved president. So, it's normal, bro. You know, and here's the other issue that Zambia should also understand. HH, he toured almost all the districts in Eastern Province. Wow, only passed along the road. That was Nyimba, Petauke, Sinda, Katete, up to Chama, somewhere there. While President Hakainde went to campaign in Chadiza, rural district, Vubwi, Kasenengwa, okay, and also as well as Lumezi. You get the point. But in all these districts, Southern Province. So, how do you expect people to vote for the opponent who didn't even step his foot in Southern Province? They don't know him. Go to Wengwa, go to other areas in the rural parts of Southern Province. They don't know this man. So should they vote for a ghost or should they vote for someone they don't know? Wow, Hakainde was in Wapula. Chiengi, he visited actually all the districts in Wapula. And that is what gave confidence to the people to say, this is the right man. Probably the first president campaigning in all the districts in Zambia for the very first time. That should tell you something that this man loves this country.
Chair, Eastern Province.
In Eastern Province, 2021 only had 2 MPs. But he didn't give up. He continued to campaigning in the East. Until now, we are talking about how many? 7 MPs. That should tell you something. Secondly, I'm aware that even ourselves, we erred in some way during the time of adoptions. There are certain people that we adopted. Wow, the electors wanted somebody else. We should accept. Tifungo vomereza tshapatinami isaba. Next time we should do better. Our president means well. He's respected worldwide. And even the people of Eastern Province, they now know to say this man means well. Just come to think of it. Chipata now will be receiving about 80 million kwacha per year. What kind of development is Eastern going to receive from this government? On top of that, when you look at the votes that have given Akainde, all we are saying to the Easterners, thank you very much. Because without them, probably Akainde was not going to win. They also contributed. So we are saying, thank you very much to the people of Eastern Province. But our prayer is that we should do more. And I also know that as Easterners, we always remain where? Behind. And when our colleagues have changed, that's when also we change after our colleagues. I believe come 2031, Eastern Province will no longer be a stronghold for the opposition. I'll give an example. We had UNIP. We even had an MP in 2015, 2016. Eastern Province would have been still what? MMD. That is just the nature of the people of Eastern Province. We don't easily change. We first want to see where we are going. Now they have seen where Akainde is taking them. And I'm asking all the Easterners, this is the right time to support this man. He means well. You know, I wonder why a lot of people hate this man. He reminds me of a story of Jesus Christ. When a man asked the people to say, between these people, who do you want me to crucify? A number of them said, Barnabas, Barnabas, Barnabas. They didn't know that the man they want to crucify is their Messiah, is their Savior. Even now, the peace we are having now is thanks to Akainde. My brother, this past election, you would have seen the bloodbath. People would have died. They passed Eastern Province, nobody attacked them. They want to mchinga. Now they wanted to change the narrative to say, Tongas, they don't want these people. And Westerners, and also the Northwestern guys, they don't want the opponents to campaign in their strongholds. We know the story. But from the word go, our president, his message is that no cadarism. He's been preaching peace. He wants us to develop. He cares for this country. He loves this country. He wants to develop this country. My brother, we're in trouble. We had a serious drought in this country, such that Zambia was going to be embarrassed. But the man loved his people. Where I come from, Eastern Province, people are, because Zambia and Banchito, during time of Kaunda, they used to call it food for work. When you work, that was I think 1987, 1991. You work, they'll give you food. I don't know whether you were there at that time or director, or you always ask them why you don't want Akainde. They will not tell you. What is it that they will do contrary to what Akainde is doing in terms of free education, or what, or just economy-wise? What is it they want to do contrary? All you hear is education, torapitirisha. CDF, torapitirisha. Akainde will tell them what he's going to do.
Okay.
He used to have even a budget contrary to what the Zambian government had. That's the difference between Akainde and them.
Chairman, let's also go straight to Mr.
Deserves some praises because we have really recorded the success in terms of maximizing the support and the votes, and that has been shown through the numbers of members of parliament that so far UPND has gotten. If not mistaken, out of 18, we've gotten 13. And I think that is a good number of success that Lusaka has recorded. And the numbers does not lie. So to me, here, I think is to thank the people of Lusaka for the support that they've given to the party and our president, our able president, our beloved president. I want to say, Lusaka, thank you very much and job well done. And also to the president and party structures, party officials and other partners. We just want to say thank you very much for the deserving victory, particularly here in Lusaka, even at national level. I think what is good is good. So to me, sometimes I wonder, sometimes we sink so low as citizens of this country that we can start even comparing Munduvire to President HH. Just at individual level, you put them, Munduvire here, President HH here. If we are serious as a country, you would see that Munduvire is very far away to be even imagined that he can be the president of this country. Because from the time they started campaigning, they never told Zambian people what they would do different from what President HH has been doing on agriculture. They never told us what is their alternative approach towards agriculture policy, on free education, on CDF decentralization policy, on cadarism, on load shedding, they never told the Zambian people what they would do different, because these are things that people of Zambia were crying for to see even before 2021 general elections. And this is exactly what the UPND government embarked on to work on. So basically, Munduviro, Makebi, those are jokers. Unfortunately, criminals were pushing them so that they can find peace and solace in their leadership. But God Almighty loves the people of Zambia. He entered in the minds of Zambian people, majority ones, and returned back UPND and the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. We thank God for that, because just the caliber of people. Makebi was the provincial minister for Eastern Province. Makebi was an aspirant MP for Marambo in 2021. He lost at the parliamentary level. How would he win now at national level with his partner Munduvire? So to me, my message this evening to the Zambian people, even to those guys, whoever is supporting them, please accept defeat and move on. Munaruza, accept defeat and move on. Don't bring confusion. And that is our advice to them. And we also want to advise the young people that never should they be used by these disgruntled politicians who would want to bring problems in our country. I want Mr. Munduvire to bring his children, his nephews, nieces, same as Makebi, bring your relatives and your children in front of violence, if you are going to allow that. If they will not allow that, the way they love their children, the way they love their families, they should not entice other people's children into committing wrong things. Because in any competition, there's always a winner and a loser. The referee, who happens to be ECZ, they declared a winner. So they should accept. We as UPND, we are coming from the background of participating 5 times in the general elections. The referee, who happened to be ECZ, they could declare a winner and we could accept and move on and continue working hard and correcting errors that we would have made, that made us not to succeed. That is a lesson that they should learn from, despite them having a below caliber that probably it would be a joke to think of that Munduvire can be a president of this country. I think there is a common saying where they say a king is never appreciated in his own land. I think now we are clearly confirming that proverb. UPND President Hakainde Hichilema is rated number 5 as world best president. World over. Is rated, records are there. Number 5 best president in the world. Our currency today is number 1 best performing currency in Africa, even at world level. Those are indicators. We are at 5-point-something million tons of maize crop being produced under the leadership of Hakainde Hichilema. That is not a miracle. That is not an accident. It's because of sound policies towards agriculture. Of course, what makes the cost of living is food, because no one can survive without food. And that is the process that UPND government embarked on. What else do they want a leader to do? So to me, mediocrity, some people could look at, instead of making decisions based on merit, qualification and skills, people were tempted to start looking at regions, tempted to start looking at names, tempted to look at, I think my message goes to the Zambian people. God stopped creating countries. God stopped creating nations. We only have one Zambia to protect. And if there's a leader who has been born, who has been given to us by God, for example, the way President H is, he has proved to us, all of us as Zambian people, that is the right person now that the country needed most. Why don't we rally behind him and support him? Instead of reducing ourselves to mediocrity, of saying, no, me, I can't vote for HH. Why can't we vote for him? As my brother said, they can't tell you of 10. All what they express to you is hatred, envy, jealous, division, and of course, ignorance.
Mr. Banda,
we are hopeful that the people of Maize North will make a decision to do the right thing. Will make a decision that will represent the interests of Maize North. Of course, we are law-abiding, and the postponement of that parliamentary seat in terms of voting is constitutional, and we respect the constitution of the land. But however, we are 100% very confident that if ECZ announces the day that we go for a by-election, we are going to carry the day, because one, particularly myself, I'm born and bred from there. That's my village, that's my home. And we've explained to them the need to work with the party UPND under the able leadership of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. For the first time in the history of this country, parents there are not preparing at Vingobe. There's no kandolo kuenda ku school vana bakunda free college, bakuenda ku school mahala. cash for work is there. People are enjoying. Ndalama za mwasauka. Old people are enjoying. These things, there's a TV. And probably people, some extent, they were living like they're not in part of Zambia. But because of the decentralization policy, development is in all the corners of this country, including Lume's North. So genuinely, people are able to see the fruits of this government. And we are hoping that they will not make a mistake through the influence of haters, through the influence of mediocrity. Because, if you ask people this time around, especially us from Eastern, we've taken this task. We're asking them, why I'm not voter, so what is the reason? They can't tell you the reason. They were just influenced to vote out of ignorance. So now that they are realizing that UPND is the party which is fair and it has no hate, even those who did not vote for the president has continued. Just 2 days ago, they were releasing this social cash transfer across the country. Even the people who did not vote for HH, today they are receiving the same monies. Even the people who did not support UPND, there's no political segregation. There's no abuse of national cake using politics. That is how magnanimous our leaders are, including the president. So basically, my brother, we are waiting for the date to be announced by ECZ, and we are ready to get back on the campaigns and get that seat at all cost.
Let me bring in Mr.